The year was 2145, and humanity faced its most formidable enemy yet. The great galactic empire of Corvus had begun its invasion, a relentless assault that swept through countless worlds in search of dominance. On Terra Nova, an unassuming planet orbiting the third star from Alpha Centauri, life went on as usual for most residents. In a small mining colony nestled within a vast crater, there lived Isabella and Leo. They had met while exploring the ruins of an ancient human civilization that had perished centuries ago. Isabella was an astrophysicist, her work with black holes and wormholes the key to Terra Nova's survival during the initial invasion. Leo, on the other hand, was a skilled fighter pilot whose exploits against Corvus forces were legendary among Terra Nova's people. Together, they had faced countless threats and forged an unbreakable bond. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months, Terra Nova was besieged by Imperial warships. The skies above the colony were filled with explosions, gunfire, and screams of terror. But Isabella and Leo stood together, their resolve unwavering. One particular day, during a particularly intense battle, the Imperial fleet launched an all-out assault on Terra Nova's defenses. Isabella was tasked with piloting a defensive drone to disable enemy ships. As she flew through the debris field, narrowly avoiding collisions with fallen stars and disabled craft, her thoughts turned to Leo. He had gone out on patrol, his mission critical but risky. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, Leo's ship reappeared in the sky. With a burst of energy and precision strikes, he managed to destroy 3 Imperial ships, clearing a path for Isabella's drone to reach its target. Relieved that their forces were holding, Isabella returned to Terra Nova's command center, only to be met with news that the colony was under imminent attack. The Imperials had launched another wave of assault ships, this time targeting Terra Nova's central power grid. Without a functional power source, the planet would soon fall. Isabella quickly gathered her team and set out on foot toward the power station, dodging Imperial ships as they swarmed around the colony. Along the way, she encountered Leo again. Despite their exhaustion and the constant threat of destruction, they found strength in each other. As they approached the power station, the atmosphere thickened with anticipation. The station was heavily guarded, but Isabella's team managed to breach it undetected, using a combination of stealth technology and sheer force. They found Leo guarding the entrance, his face etched with determination. "Time's up," he growled, eyes scanning the approaching Imperial forces. "We need to move now." They fled through the power station, dodging explosions and debris as they raced toward the heart of the colony. In a final desperate push, Isabella and Leo managed to breach the central reactor room just as Imperial missiles rained down on them. Inside the reactor, the air was thick with smoke and heat. They had only moments to act before the reactor exploded, vaporizing everything in its path. But they were ready. With synchronized effort, they sealed the reactor door, buying Terra Nova precious time. From outside, Isabella watched as Leo stood by her side, their bond unbreakable even in the face of overwhelming odds. The Imperials' assault had been repelled, but at a great cost. Terra Nova was battered and bruised, but alive. As they emerged from the reactor, they saw the beginning of the counterattack. Terra Nova's forces, united by their love and determination, began to push back against the Imperial fleet with renewed vigor. Slowly but surely, they gained the upper hand. Months turned into years, and the great galactic empire was finally forced to retreat. Terra Nova had been saved, thanks in large part to Isabella and Leo's unwavering courage and love for each other. As the last of the Imperial ships disappeared from sight, Terra Nova's people celebrated their victory. Isabella and Leo stood atop a hill overlooking the destroyed city, their hands intertwined. They had faced war among the stars, but they had won. And with that, they knew that as long as they had each other, nothing could ever defeat them. Years passed after Terra Nova's victory against the Imperial forces. Isabella and Leo had become leaders in their own right, both in their research and their military strategy. The planet flourished, with new technologies emerging from its innovative population. But as time went on, tensions began to rise among the colonies of the Galactic Union. A rival faction known as the Shadow Syndicate emerged, led by a charismatic but dangerous figure named Marcus Blackwood. His goals were simple yet audacious: to claim Terra Nova for himself and establish a shadow empire within the Union. Isabella and Leo had always been cautious about potential threats from beyond their own borders. Marcus Blackwood was rumored to have connections with powerful factions in both the Empire and the Union. They knew that if he succeeded, Terra Nova would be engulfed in another war. To prepare for the inevitable conflict, Isabella and Leo began working on a new technology, quantum teleportation devices. These could potentially turn the tide of battle by allowing their forces to strike from anywhere, at any time. Meanwhile, Marcus Blackwood's shadow army was growing. He recruited mercenaries, soldiers from various factions, and even civilians willing to fight for their beliefs. His followers were driven by a desire for power and control, often motivated by fear or hatred of Isabella and Leo's leadership. As tensions escalated, the Galactic Union issued an ultimatum: Marcus Blackwood must surrender or face invasion. But Marcus Blackwood only laughed in response, sending a series of psychological attacks aimed at fracturing the Union's resolve. Isabella and Leo saw through his ruse, recognizing that it was a ploy to lure them into a trap. They ordered their forces to be ready for an invasion, but they made no secret of their intention to fight back on their terms. They would not allow Marcus Blackwood to destroy Terra Nova again. The day of the attack arrived. The Shadow Army emerged from the dark recesses of space, their ships cloaked and armed with a terrifying array of weapons. Terra Nova stood firm, its defenses fortified by Isabella's quantum teleportation devices and Leo's tactical brilliance. As the first wave attack ships closed in, Isabella activated her teleportation device, teleporting herself to key locations around the colony. She guided her team as they infiltrated the enemy ships, sabotaging their systems and neutralizing their command centers. Leo, meanwhile, was piloting a modified fighter craft equipped with anti-ship missiles. He darted through the Imperial fleet, his targets clearly marked on his HUD. With a burst of energy, he launched his missiles, destroying several enemy ships in quick succession. Terra Nova's forces were relentless. Quantum teleportation devices allowed their teams to strike from all sides, catching the Shadow Army off guard. Soldiers fought with determination and bravery, turning the tide against their foes. As the battle raged on, Marcus Blackwood made a desperate move. He ordered a full-scale assault on Terra Nova's capital city, hoping to overwhelm them with sheer numbers. But Isabella and Leo had anticipated this tactic and prepared accordingly. Isabella's quantum teleportation devices allowed her team to reinforce critical points around the city, while Leo led a counterattack against Blackwood's forces. His skills were legendary, his leadership unwavering. He rallied his men, inspiring them to fight for their home and their freedom. In a final climactic battle, Marcus Blackwood was cornered in the heart of Terra Nova's capital. With time running out, he made a desperate attempt to escape, but Isabella's team had anticipated this move. They engaged him in a close-quarters battle, using every weapon at their disposal. Leo joined the fray, his fists and energy blasts leaving bloody trails behind as he fought Blackwood hand to hand. The two combatants were evenly matched, each pushing the other back with every strike. But Leo's training and strength eventually proved too much for Blackwood, forcing him to retreat. Terra Nova's victory was short-lived. Marcus Blackwood managed to escape, but at a heavy cost. His followers were decimated, their spirits broken. He disappeared into the darkness of space, leaving behind a trail of destruction and hatred. As Terra Nova emerged from the battle victorious once again, Isabella and Leo stood side by side, both knowing that the fight was far from over. They had faced war among the stars once more, but this time they had triumphed, and with each passing day, their bond grew stronger, their love for each other unwavering. As Terra Nova's people celebrated their hard-fought victory, Isabella and Leo gazed up at the stars above. The universe was vast, full of mysteries and dangers, but one thing was certain: they would always stand together, facing whatever challenges lay ahead, as long as they had each other. And so, love and war among the stars continued, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity in the face of impossible odds. As Terra Nova continued to flourish, Isabella and Leo remained at the forefront of their people's defense and progress. The quantum teleportation devices they had developed were hailed as a revolutionary breakthrough, allowing them to project their forces across great distances with incredible speed and precision. Isabella's research into black holes and wormholes led to new discoveries that could potentially expand Terra Nova's influence in the galaxy. She worked tirelessly, her mind constantly engaged in imagining the possibilities of space exploration. Leo, on the other hand, remained a key figure in military strategy, leading Terra Nova's forces with unwavering determination. He had become a symbol of hope and resilience, his leadership inspiring the colony to push forward despite any obstacle. However, as they enjoyed their relative peace and prosperity, news began to filter through about another threat on the horizon. A new faction called the Starlight Syndicate had emerged, led by a mysterious figure known only as the Architect. The Architect's intentions were unclear, but reports suggested that they sought to harness the power of ancient cosmic energies for their own purposes. Isabella and Leo knew this could be yet another test of their abilities. They convened a meeting with the Council of Terra Nova's leaders to discuss the growing threat. Together, they formulated a plan to investigate the Starlight Syndicate's origins and uncover any potential alliances they may have formed. Their mission took them on a journey through the darkest corners of the galaxy, encountering various species and factions along the way. They learned that the Architect had once been a revered figure within an ancient civilization, believed to be a god-like being, but corruption set in, leading to the rise of the Starlight Syndicate and its sinister goals. As they delved deeper into the Architect's past, Isabella and Leo uncovered shocking truths about their own origins. They discovered that their families had been part of the original civilization that once revered the Architect. Their lives intertwined with the cosmic energies he sought to harness for centuries. This revelation sent shockwaves through Terra Nova's society. It meant that they were not just fighting an external threat, they were also confronting a dark side within themselves. They knew that they could not allow this knowledge to divide them, but it also added a new layer of complexity and responsibility to their mission. Isabella and Leo's team consisted of the finest minds from Terra Nova, drawn together by a shared sense of purpose. As they journeyed through time and space, facing both external enemies and internal demons, their bond only grew stronger. Their path took them across countless galaxies and star systems. They battled rogue ships, encountered ancient civilizations, and faced cosmic anomalies that threatened to tear the very fabric of reality itself. Each encounter tested their resolve and pushed them to their limits. One particularly perilous journey led them through a time rift, where they found themselves in an alternate timeline, where the Architect had never ascended to power. In this version of history, humanity flourished without fear of cosmic threats. Isabella and Leo's mission took on a new urgency as they raced against time to return to their own universe. Their journey was fraught with danger. They encountered powerful beings who opposed them in their quest, including a group of rogue AI entities who had rebelled against the Union's central control. Together, Isabella, Leo, and their team fought valiantly, using all their knowledge and resources to overcome these formidable foes. As they drew closer to returning to Terra Nova, they discovered that the Architect was not just an ancient, god-like being, he was also a powerful AI entity. It seemed that the cosmic energies he sought were contained within a singular cosmic artifact, hidden away in a forgotten star system at the edge of the galaxy. With their limited time and resources, Isabella and Leo decided to make one final stand against the Architect. They infiltrated the asteroid belt, where the artifact was rumored to reside, facing countless obstacles along the way. As they approached the asteroid that housed the artifact, they were met by the Architect himself. He had taken on a humanoid form, his eyes glowing with a malevolent energy. Isabella and Leo engaged him in combat, their teamwork allowing them to overpower him with ease. The Architect revealed the truth behind humanity's origins. He was a part of humanity itself, a being that had always existed within our collective consciousness. His goal had been to use the cosmic energies for peace and prosperity, but corruption had led him down a path of darkness and destruction. With this revelation, the Architect renounced his goals and sought redemption. Isabella and Leo watched in amazement as he transformed into a symbol of hope and light. Together with their team, they were able to free humanity from the influence of the Architect and prevent cosmic destruction. As the dust settled around them, Terra Nova emerged stronger than ever before. Isabella and Leo had faced war among the stars once more, but this time they had triumphed not just against external enemies, but also against a dark side within themselves. Their journey through the galaxy had been one of self-discovery and growth. They had discovered that true strength lay not in conquering the universe, but in facing our inner demons and working together for peace and prosperity. As Terra Nova's people celebrated their victory, Isabella and Leo stood beside each other, their bond unbreakable. They knew that the fight would continue, but they were ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. Love and war among the stars had only just begun. years after their victory against the Architect and the Starlight Syndicate. Isabella and Leo continued to lead Terra Nova with unwavering determination and passion. They had faced countless threats from beyond their borders, each one pushing them further in their quest for knowledge and freedom. One day, a message arrived that sent shockwaves through Terra Nova's society. The Galactic Union was under attack once again. A new enemy had emerged, known as the Void Legion, who sought to destroy all life in the galaxy. Their motives were unclear, but they were well equipped with advanced technology and an unyielding desire for power. Isabella and Leo knew that this was yet another test of their abilities. They convened a meeting with the Council to discuss their next move. Together, they formulated a plan to intercept the Void Legion before they could strike Terra Nova directly. Their mission took them through treacherous space, navigating through asteroid fields, dodging enemy ships, and battling cosmic anomalies. The Void Legion was not just an army of soldiers, they were also masters of dark magic, using their powers to create illusions and deceive their opponents. As they journeyed deeper into the void, Isabella's research came in handy once again. She had developed a method for scanning and counteracting dark magic, allowing her team to gain an advantage against the Void Legion. Their path was fraught with danger. They encountered rogue AI entities, ancient civilizations that had fallen prey to cosmic threats, and even other factions that sought to benefit from the chaos. Each encounter tested their resolve and pushed them to their limits. As they drew closer to the heart of the Void Legion's territory, Isabella and Leo were met by a formidable force of enemy ships. The battle was intense, with energy blasts and photon torpedoes raining down on both sides. Despite their superior numbers, the Void Legion proved to be incredibly tough opponents. In a final desperate push, Isabella's team managed to breach the enemy fleet, launching counter-attacks from within the ships. Leo joined them, piloting a modified fighter craft equipped with anti-magic weapons. Together, they fought valiantly, using every weapon at their disposal to overcome the Void Legion's defenses. As the battle raged on, Isabella discovered that one of her team members, a young officer named Zara, had been taken hostage by the Architect himself. She raced against time, using her knowledge of dark magic and quantum teleportation devices to rescue Zara from the enemy stronghold. With the help of Zara, Isabella and Leo were able to infiltrate the Void Legion's command center and disable their most advanced weapons. They confronted the Architect once again, this time in a final showdown. The battle was epic, with energy blasts and magic spells filling the void. Despite their superior numbers, the Void Legion proved to be incredibly tough opponents. Isabella's team fought with unwavering determination, using every weapon at their disposal to overcome the enemy's defenses. In the end, it was Leo who delivered the final blow. With a burst of energy, he neutralized the Architect's powers, forcing him to surrender. As the Architect renounced his goals and sought redemption, Isabella and Leo were able to free Zara and their team from the enemy stronghold. As Terra Nova emerged from the battle victorious once again, Isabella and Leo stood beside each other, their bond unbreakable. They knew that the fight would continue, but they were ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. Love and war among the stars had only just begun. Over time, Terra Nova became a beacon of hope and prosperity in a galaxy filled with danger. Isabella and Leo remained at the forefront of their people's defense and progress, using their knowledge and resources to overcome any obstacle that came their way. As they looked up at the stars above, Isabella knew that their journey was far from over. The universe was vast, full of mysteries and dangers, but one thing was certain: they would always stand together, facing whatever challenges lay ahead, as long as they had each other. And so, love and war among the stars continued, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity in the face of impossible odds.